How's it going? It's Will here again, just recording another video to show you some of the stuff I got done, some of the changes that I made, and talk a little bit about finishing up for the week for the alpha and everything, which we'll talk more about during our actual meeting tomorrow anyway. But, yeah, so let me go down to the bottom here. I made some changes to the UI, nothing crazy. Just like placeholder stuff that Dana could probably do something better with. I added ammo to the left corner, and I added viruses remaining up top in the center. The virus remaining is bound to a variable in the first person game mode. So when the level starts, that is always 0 by default, and then when the enemies, every time an enemy spawns, the function to spawn an enemy also increases that by 1. And then when the enemy dies as well, that also makes the value go down. So, do you want to say hi to it's a recorded video?
Hello.
So, the viruses remaining at top goes to how many viruses are on the level. It increases as they spawn in. So here's the 3 of them. That hurt because they hurt. Great. They've been programmed with AI to move around a square bounding box right here up in this area. This is also where they spawn in this box. So as you can see, they're spreading out, moving around on their own. They move a little bit, and then they change direction, they change position. They also have like a little bit of a delay, like a half second or something. Maybe, I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at it. But they're all set. They move around an area, so we can set up bounding boxes wherever we would like, and they'll spawn in those bounding boxes, and they'll move around and patrol them like this. Maybe in the beta or the final release, I'll work on adding like a reaction to the player, like either rushing to them to attack them or running away from them, kind of mechanic. For now, this gets the job done. Looks pretty good. I like it. And same thing for Josh working on textures. This was just like I took the glowing texture and made an instance of it and just changed the color so that it was like this virusy color. The ammo, you can run out of ammo. And you'll get the empty click with no animation. Oh no, I forgot about that. I'll have to change that.
Stealing sound effects?
Stealing sound effects? You can't even tell what that's from because I slowed it down.
No, not at all.
I will have to add one more bounce pad right here because I locked the X, Y, and Z of the bounce pad. So what happens is it will always send you an exact spot so that you can't ever like. So I just wanted to make sure the player didn't like miss a jump and get killed because the pad didn't do what I wanted. So let's put it right there. That should be sufficient. Let's test it out. Grab some ammo. Grab some health. See, it's completely unrecognizable.
Unrecognizable, yes.
These guys hurt. Yep. So, ooh, he hurt a lot. Why did he hurt so much? I must have touched him a few times. Boom. They pop. They blow up. The virus count remaining goes down. Might be a little too far. Okay. I will have to change. Maybe I'll just get rid of the ground one and have it be this one then. Let's try that. That's still overshooting it. Wow. Then I guess I'll back it up a little bit. Wow, that has some kick to it. All right. I mean, I get it. It's because you know I don't even need a bounce pad up here. What am I doing? You can just jump down, can't you?
Didn't you just do that and kill yourself? That's why you were putting a jump pad in.
No, I shot over the side, so you can jump down just fine. I know what I'm doing. Sometimes.
Except for when you accidentally forget a semicolon.
Oh, you can bounce shot him too. Look, watch. I forgot a what?
I said until you forget a semicolon in your 75 lines of code.
1,800 lines of C++ script, and you forget one semicolon, and the whole thing crashes.
Those damn semicolons.
so that's everything I've added to this level. If you go to the actor section under items, there's now an ammo pickup, health pickup, jump pad. These can be drag and dropped into the levels. So like Vaughn, me, and you can sit here and we can go over level design if you want and place them where you want to place them. Figure out what's a good spot for everything. Same thing with this box right here. This is the bounding box, and what happens is you can see the green. That's the area that the enemies can wander around in, is that green box. So we can set up bounding boxes anywhere in any of your levels, and we can have the AI programmed to spawn in those boxes as well as move around in those boxes. So we can work on placing them wherever you want to place them. Bounce pads, same thing. Ammo, health, all the same setup. There's under audio, I just have some random sound effects that I either made myself or I actually left the name. I left the name Kingdom Hearts item, and I just slowed it down in the game. Okay, well that may be a sound we have to replace then. The controllers for the virus AI, you shouldn't have to worry about it. The in the enemies folder is all the other bits and pieces to make the AI work. I made some modifications to the first-person game mode as well as the character. The character now has a health and an ammo value, a damage in value, which tells how much damage the player is going to take when it encounters an enemy. So enemies can set the damage in value before they hit the player, so that different enemies can do more damage or less damage. And then there's also the take damage function, which is right here. What this will do is this will get their health and set it to the correct amount. If their health gets set to if the amount of damage they're going to take would put them below 0, they just go to 0. Otherwise, it sets it to whatever it would set it to. And then the game over widget comes up, and it disables the input. This would be a nice place right here to have it maybe kick us back to the main menu or give you an option or something, but I wasn't sure how we want to handle that, so I just left it for now. The game mode now has an enemies remaining variable that will show how many enemies are remaining. Makes sense. The virus has the damage function. This is basically all it does is this handles doing damage to the player. When the player overlaps it, it takes damage, and this handles when the virus is shot. It spawns the explosion, spawns the sound for it, then destroys itself, and then it casts to the first person game mode and removes itself from how many enemies are remaining so that it tracks correctly. There's also in the level blueprint, I added this sequence, which will spawn the enemy. So it does an enemy spawn right here. Well, this is the enemy spawn function. This is how it spawns the enemy from the class, and then it sets +1 for how many enemies are remaining. This can be called from the event graph. Right now I just have it set to a for loop for 3, so it's going to spawn 3 enemies in that bounding box. But we can actually, for enemy spawn, I could actually, instead of having it just grab the box that I have selected here, you could have, we could make as many boxes in a level as you want, and we could have it randomly pick from the boxes, or we could have 2 spawn in each box. However we want to handle that, we can figure that out on our call. So yeah, there's all that stuff.
You have now officially bored them.
Oh yeah, super. Yep. I'm going to rename Health HUD to. Oops, I don't want to edit it. I'm going to rename this to just be like Player HUD because it's got the viruses remaining and the ammo and everything. It has like everything. So we're just going to call that Player HUD from now on. So we'll save that. I'll pop source control one last time. You guys can watch me do that so you can see that I made changes to HUD and I made changes to test level. Not that it matters, we're not using it for anything in the long run. So yeah, submit that, let that run. Cool, well that's everything. Feel free to mess around with it. I'm pushing it. I'll be pushing it as soon as I finish this video. And then it'll be up for grabs, and then we can. I'll probably be working on it later as well tonight, but I'm going to take a break on it for now. But yeah, so feel free to give it a pull before you do anything with it, and let me know if you guys work on it so that I don't try and pull and work on it while you guys are working on it. And we'll chat tomorrow night about the state of the build and what's left to do and everything like that. See you guys.